Hey guys, it's Everything Cards, and this is the tutorial of the card trick that never happened. This is a really amazing effect, but there are a few prerequisites that you're going to need to know, including the Zaro Shuffle and the Turnover Pass. I do have a tutorial for the Zaro Shuffle. I'll put that in the description box. And the Turnover Pass are plenty of tutorials on YouTube. Go ahead and check one out. And I can't take credit for this trick. I first saw it done by Decks and Contests, and it's an incredible performance. Spot on. I'll put that in the description as well as my performance in the description if you want to check that out too. Okay, so a lot of information just thrown at you. Go check out the performance if you haven't already, and let's get into it. If you didn't check the performance, this trick basically starts with you pulling out all of one suit, so separating colors. I like to pull out the color that's not on the first card, because then you can kind of pin the first other card against that card, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, you kind of have to balance it. Just a matter of preference. You can separate them however you like. Okay, so now I've got all one color here and all another color here. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for about the halfway point on this side of the cards. The side on the top of the deck. In this case it's red, and I'm going to say I think this is about halfway. If anything, you want to go farther to the right, but it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to check about halfway and pull that card in slightly. Just casually, and then when I square up, that'll leave me with a really nice break that I can see to just transfer into a thumb break, like so. Then I'm going to do the turnover pass. Looks something like this. If you have not learned it, it's pretty easy, straightforward. There are plenty of tutorials out there. Go learn one and you'll be better off. It's a really useful trick. Next, you're going to split the deck roughly in half and look like you're splitting it exact and separating the piles exactly with their colors. Okay? Next, you're going to do the triumph phase of this. So that involves you go to either pile and you're going to have to riffle through and find the first red card. So, sorry, I missed it. Okay. You're going to riffle down, find the first red card. It's right here. And then you're going to riffle down 2 more cards. Okay? And you're going to do this while you're explaining to them the trick. It's just kind of a casual way. Don't make it too obvious that you're staring at the cards. Get to an angle where you can do this. So you've got 3 red cards on top here. Next, you're going to flip this packet over and spread vertically like so. You have all the red cards here, and you have some black cards here, but they don't know that. You're going to square them up and then flip them over again. That's key. So now you have this black pile. Next, you're going to do the Zaro Shuffle, which again I have a tutorial in the description. And you're going to, kind of have to hide the corner so they don't see the black cards. And you're going to make sure that you get exactly 2 cards above this last face down card. Okay? Next, you're going to complete the Zaro Shuffle, so push forward that card, pull them apart, and push in that block. And keep a break there. That's very important. Because you're going to cut at that break, and this looks so nice because you can show that this is another red card that you randomly cut to. It's an all red pile. They're totally going to believe that. That's a really beautiful move right there. And this is also key. When you flip that over, it's just a big mix. Like there's just no way that they're going to believe that you're now shuffling all face down into face down. You're going to keep this 2 red card block on top. Make sure that nothing gets in between them. Okay? So now, they think you've got a jumbled pack, but you just have 2 all face down cards and 2 red cards, and they're intermixed red and black. Very tricky, right? Alright, next you're going to do the exact same thing to this pile. So shuffle to the first black card, 2 more. Separate, spread up and down, square them up, flip them over. Do the Zaro Shuffle, hiding the corners. Shuffle 2 cards here. Perform the Zaro Shuffle, keeping a break. Pull out at the break. Flip this over. Shuffle, keeping those 2 cards on top. Okay? Now, all you have to do is a double lift. The last phase of this trick is showing that you have 1 card and you're going to flip it over and put it on the bottom. And this is also really cool. You can grab the cards like so, and then just kind of drop the packet, and since there's an automatic break, because all these are face down, there's a little bend to the cards, you're always going to catch those 2 cards. So you just kind of hold them lightly and then just drop, and you'll almost always just end up with those 2 cards. And then I like to do the turnover placement. It looks like that. I have a tutorial of that. It's a beautiful move. It's not very popular, and you're going to do the same thing with this pack-in. Next, you're going to explain that you got to return the deck to its original position. I said something about keeping world peace, so you got to shuffle the cards back together. And what I'd like to do first, though, you got to show that the cards return to the top. My sequence then goes like this. I spread out the cards, all show that they're all face down, and then this right here is a very powerful move right there, the flip. If you got a mat and you just do that, for some reason it just kills at like live performances. Spectators think that is the coolest thing. You'll do a color change, which is so much harder, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool, and then you do this and it's so easy, and they'll just be so impressed. Kind of frustrating, but that's a really killer move, and it'll also show that they're all shuffled, which is the way the trick started at the beginning. And that's the card trick that never happened. It just didn't happen. Everything reset itself. It's a really powerful effect. If you can master it, that's really good for you. If you want anyone to look at, it's definitely Assad from 52 cards. That's just a flawless performance. So mirror your performance towards his. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have fun with this. Practice, practice, practice. I'll see you next time.